I'm here at the Edenville Dam. You can see it just over my shoulder here. And before I get this video started, I want to thank all my patrons and people who have been sending me things through the mail. Without you, it would not be possible to get out here and film these videos. If you want to send me anything, I will pop my P.O. box up on the screen right now. But let's turn the camera around now, and we can see we have the Edenville Dam back here. Like I said, there's a little bit of work going on here. But actually, what we are here to see today is happening just downriver here. This is the old river path. This is the water that's been kind of stagnant. And just down this way, they're actually digging out that sediment and releasing the water flow from behind here. So let's head on over and see the work being done over there. Got some people here from County Line Power actually putting in some new poles, hooking up some more new utilities. But on my way over here, just kind of wanted to show you the path that the excavator had to take this morning. Apparently they started this process yesterday and into today. So the consumers substations over there, and they have a driveway coming from that way. That would have been a lot easier for the excavator to go ahead and cross the river path on that side to get down to the old river path where the sediment is. But I guess right now consumers is not letting them access through that road. So they had to come in here. They put some mats down in here to cross directly behind the Edenville Dam. Kind of see where that excavator went right through here and then climbed up the hill over there and then made their way down the new river path on that side down to where the sediment is blocking the old river path down here. Actually, can already see how much the water level has dropped in this area. So looks like probably about 2 feet already. There was a couple fish in here. We were canoeing this path a couple weeks ago here, myself and Jessica, or actually Jessica and I. And we did see quite a few turtles, a couple carp. I guess some of the workers might actually be out here catching some of the fish and relocating them to the new river path downstream so that they don't end up dying in here. But the DNR did evaluate this project before they were given the go-ahead to remove that sediment and let this old river path drain out. So here's a new view that you guys have never seen before, as well as I. We're now standing on top of the Edenville Dam. So right over here is the powerhouse. And looking, I guess this direction is towards the north, up the Tittabawassee River. Tobacco River Dam is just over this direction. There's actually a white swan down there. And this is the new river path flowing around in that direction, and right there is where the Edenville embankment failed. So, pretty interesting sight to see, looking directly down into the spillway gates. Let's head on down river now and see the work happening down there. Here's the giant winches that used to be used to raise and lower the gates to allow water to flow through the powerhouse. Right here, some of those Tainer gates. These are removed over on the Tobacco River side. And again, another one of those big winches that were used to raise and lower these gates. Just down this direction, we can see how much water is behind the sill running behind the dam. And again, look at how much lower the water level is already. See a couple of those timber mats and where the crane crossed right here as well. Here's a view directly in front of the Tainer gates. If we look down this direction, you can actually see the old spillways right through here in the grates. Continue walking across here the rest of the way. There's another view towards the north. The buoys are still in front of the dam. Looking directly down on top of them. And now we can just start to see the work happening down there. You can just see that excavator working, removing the sediment from the old river path. We got a couple sprinkles coming down now, but getting a little bit closer down here. Over here on my left is the new river path, and right here is actually Edenville Falls. So It's kind of what it looks like right now. Water's flowing pretty good. We've had quite a bit of rain the last couple days. All right, next time I talk to you, we'll probably be up here by the excavator, and we'll get a detail on what job's being done here and the work that's being completed. We're down here just at the confluence of the old river path where it used to meet up with the new river path over there on that side, and all this dirt up here is the plug that they removed. The water is now flowing through there and reconnecting back up with the new river path. So they have the excavator up here on the hill. It's a Hyundai HX 480L. We have the operator and the foreman in charge of the site today up here, kind of just evaluating how the water's doing. But you can easily see how much drop there's been already, about 2 feet from there down to there. And they just said yesterday the DNR was in here and shocked the river just to see what was in here. And they said it was just pretty much your normal everyday species, some carp, most of it predominantly carp, maybe some northern bluegills, pretty much all that type of fish. So hopefully those get out of here and kind of go through this opening and end up in the new river path. If not, the fisher guys said that they're on fish catching duty tomorrow and will catch as many fish in the old river path here and transport them over to the new river path over here on this side. So let's head up that hill here now and take a look at the other side, kind of see the work that's going on here. But they started this morning about 8:34, brought the excavator down, got it down here and started digging right away, so most of the action is already done. So now standing at the top side of the plug, see how rapidly that water's moving through here over to the new river path. You can see the clay layer right there and then that sand deposited on top of it. It's a little bit thicker in this area. A lot of this is all sediment that used to be making the embankment of Edenville Dam towards the north behind me here. So as we walk over this way, see a little bit more. We're actually able to see this on my live camera right now. Live camera is sitting right over there. So we have a live view of the work going on. But over here is the new river path. So this is the confluence where the old river path is currently meeting up with the new river path. Getting a little bit of turbidity in the water right here just because that rushing water is picking up a little bit of probably clay and sand and bringing it downriver. And just over here where that water is rushing through is Edenville Falls. So let's take a look downriver a little bit more. You can see just down there, that area right there is actually where I almost caught the carp by hand that ran into the canoe. And see how rapidly this water is moving through here. Here's a tile. You'll see these tiles laid all over the place here behind the embankment failure. And these tiles used to actually be on the interior of the embankment. Those were used kind of like a tow drain to drain the water from the interior of the embankment and get it downriver, so that hopefully the embankment did not fail, but we can see that it actually did fail. That's where it used to be. Edenville embankment used to be right through there. You can just see the sand there on the edge of it, and it used to be right there where those power poles are currently. All right, let's head on over here now. I'll actually get the drone back up in the air, then we'll get some action shots of them doing work here. On my way back over here, you can actually see maybe here's a newer tile that they tried to put in the embankment, actually made out of PVC. Did ask the guys too if they've seen any fish yet, and they said that they have seen a couple carp come right up here, right to where the start of the plug used to be, and as soon as they get here they kind of turn around and swim back upstream. So hopefully they will make their way downriver pretty soon here. Guys are going to go ahead, dig this a little bit deeper, open it up a little bit more so that the water keeps flowing. head on over and get those shots with the drone now. Jumping into the drone video now, you can see we are just to the south of Edenville Dam. That water is getting a little bit lower at this time, but we can also see where they cross the river directly behind the dam there. There's some tracks from the excavator. Up near the top of the screen right now is the New River path, and I'm panning from east right now towards the south. Edenville Falls right there, entering the center of the screen now, and we can just see the boom of the excavator down here to the south where the old river path meets up with the new river path. But I'm going to continue kind of panning over here towards the west a little bit further, and we'll follow the old river path down to where it connects up with the new river path. Again, at this time, they had already started to trench out and remove some of that plug, so the water has already started to drain from the old river path. For anyone that's interested, the drone that I fly is the DJI Mavic Pro 2, and there are links for this as well as the other equipment I use in the description down below. And if you click those links, it actually helps the channel out. After you click links, if you buy anything from Amazon within 24 hours, they cut a portion back to the channel. It's not much, but it definitely helps a little bit. So if you're going to be buying anything, feel free to do that. We're now kind of coming up to where the excavator's working here. We can see that little channel that he has cut through the plug. We'll kind of go around and we'll fly right through this area, drop in altitude a little bit. And at this point, the water had dropped about 2 feet from the level that it had been previously. We can see the foreman from Fisher Contracting as well as the engineer from Spicer here. They're kind of just observing, watching the water level. And now I'm going to go ahead. We are now actually over in the New River path. And right here at the top of the screen is Edenville Falls. I'll fly up that way a little ways and we'll be able to see if the water level has been impacted at all. The water level during this time was pretty high. We had got quite a bit of rain this week, but since the water from the old river path is just kind of being drained, kind of was like a pool of water, of stagnant water, it's actually going to be adding to the water flow downriver from here. At this time, though, that I'm doing the voiceover, all the water has been drained now from the old river path. So that increase that we've seen was pretty negligible. There wasn't that much volume of water pooled up there. Great view here of the Edenville Falls. You can see a couple carp down there, the bottom left on that fall on the left-hand corner. And I'm going to gain altitude a little bit further. And we'll just kind of observe the falls from this point of view. Pan the camera back up towards the north. You can see how green the lake bed is up there, and where the Edenville embankment used to be, kind of right there where that water is flowing through. That's where the embankment failure actually occurred. Now I'm facing towards the west. We're going to be panning towards the south, and then we'll go back and get a view of what the excavator is working on at this time. We are able to see all these views from both my live cameras. I have one downriver here as well as upriver, so we're able to see both sides of this dam. Make sure you go check those out. The links for those are in the description down below. And I'm actually going to be turning the new Sanford live camera public, so you'll be able to go check out that live camera as well. Got a great view of the Sanford Park. And I do want to mention too that we are still raising money for live cameras at Secord and Smallwood Dam. So got a little bit more to raise on those, but once we do get enough money, I will be setting up live cameras at both those dams as well. The Secord camera will actually be pretty cool. We're going to be able to mount that one to the fire tower, so it'll be 100 feet up in the air and be able to look over the entire landscape as well as over what used to be Secord Lake. It's kind of a little bit lower level now. That lake is being maintained at a lower level until repairs are made. Now up here with the drone though, I'm up at 400 feet in altitude. Great view of seeing the old river path entering from the right hand side of the screen and draining into the new river path on the left. Again, a little bit of turbidity in the water as it's going through that narrow channel, picking up a little bit of clay and sand sediment and kind of taking that downriver. Where it's all nice, lush and green here though, looks like where all the trees have been wiped out. That's where, when the embankment failed though, all that rushing water did come right straight through here. I backed the drone up a little bit further towards the north, and we can see the falls down here at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to drop in altitude now, and we'll come back up here by the excavator. At this time, he's just kind of removing a little bit of that dirt that he had piled closer to the plug there, and it's just moving it kind of behind him so that he has access to get up close to the channel again, open that up as well as make it a little bit deeper. So just kind of some dirt, earth moving at this point, but we'll drop in altitude. Watch a little bit of this. Again, I'm going to be posting a ton of raw video at the end of this video, so if you want to check out these drone views as well as some of the GoPro views in raw format and just watch the work being done here, some earth moving, make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video and watch that. Now the excavator operator has pretty much moved a lot of the dirt that used to be here over there up into that large pile, and he's going ahead digging this a little bit deeper on this end. So again, just for orientation reference, that is the New River path over here. Edenville Falls is there. The Edenville Dam is just up here to the north, and this is the old river path that's coming from this direction and connecting up over to the New River path. So just kind of digging this a little bit deeper, letting that water drain down a little bit more. It's actually starting to clear up quite a bit now in this area. A lot of water in that. See another one of those old tiles that used to be in the embankment there. Probably post a bunch of raw video at the end of this video as well. I know there's a bunch of people that just like seeing the raw video, uncut, unedited, of them working here today without me narrating anything. So if you want to see that, make sure you stay tuned to the end. Things are pretty much wrapping up here for the day. Got this dug out a little bit deeper up here, letting a lot of that water continue draining out here in the old river path. Yeah, things are looking good. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if I said this or not yet, but the fisher guys are gonna come down here and try catching as many fish as they can if they're stuck up here in the old river path and transporting them down here to the new river path. It's actually pretty windy out here right now. Yeah, this water is really flowing. Let's head on back to the backside of the Edenville Dam and see how much the water level has dropped back there. As we can see right here, this morning, that water level used to be way up here. Now the water level is down here and dropping faster by the minute. Looks like it's dropped about 3-4 feet already. The drone is to the south of the channel right now, looking kind of northeast, and the excavator right now is opening up that channel and digging it a little bit deeper. We can see he's about halfway through the channel right now, kind of digging through that clay. Clay is our bedrock here in Michigan, so it's not like a normal bedrock out in California that actually is considered a very hard rock material. But we do have clay here, and it does slowly erode and probably a little bit easier to dig through than actual rock itself. But I'll kind of leave this video play through a little bit further. We'll watch the excavator move a little bit more of the dirt here until we go into the next clip. this point, I moved the drone a little bit closer up to the channel and the excavator, just to kind of get a little bit closer view of what's going on. Again, this is a Hyundai HX480L. You can kind of see how far that they did get the cab sunk in the water the day before when they were bringing it through the old river path as well. Just wait here till the excavator turns around and you'll be able to kind of see that mud line on the back side of the excavator. So as he turns around right now, you can see that mud line right there on the back end. So good thing they didn't get it stuck. Otherwise that would have delayed the project a little bit, but so far things are going great, and they're actually working on building an access road right now. I'll actually include a little bit of that video later on from Fisher. Spun the drone around now. We are looking towards the west at this point, so kind of from the direction over top of the new river path, and we're facing up, looking downriver, or actually upriver of the old river path. So this river portion right in front of the drone actually goes up and behind Edenville Dam. The next clip will actually be able to follow this river path up, and I'll show you guys where we're located. But still, the excavator's just kind of digging this trench a little bit deeper, this canal, making it a little bit deeper and a little bit wider as some of that sediment keeps sloughing off the walls and entering the canal, slowing the water down a little bit, plugging it up a little bit more. So just kind of keeping that clear so the water keeps on flowing. This clip with the drone, we are flying kind of towards the west right now, northwest, and we're flying up the old river path. We can kind of see that the water has dropped a little bit if you pay attention to the shoreline. At this point, the water had dropped about 2 feet. Over on the left would be the Tobacco River over there. You can see a little bit of that water. And now we're kind of panning around the bend. Wixom Lake would be right here at the top of the screen as well, but that's the Tittabawassee River at this point. And here at the top center of the screen is Edenville Dam. Still have a couple of the barrels in the old river path. These were wiped out when the dam failed. And again, we were canoeing here just a couple weeks ago, right here behind the dam. You can see how much water level has dropped already. Let's jump back to watching the excavator work. I'm not quite sure what the correct technical definition of what he just deposited there, but it looks like a pretty soupy mess of clay and water. Definitely pretty liquefied. If you pay close attention right to where the kind of canal starts, you'll be able to see my GoPro right there along the water's edge. So kind of precariously perched there. Got a great view though of the excavator digging in this area. He's kind of moving backwards a little bit, just repositioning, and then he will come back up to the canal and dig a little bit more. Again, didn't really see any fish this day. The next day there was a couple fish, but not too many. I did not go back out there the next morning to film anything, but Fisher did send me a short video that I'll share very shortly of how much water had drained and what it had looked like the next day. I'll also probably include a couple videos of the access road that they're working on currently at the time that I'm filming this voiceover and the progress that they made on that. That access road is going to be used to bring riprap across, as well as they're going to be installing some new seawalls. So kind of just getting a nice road in here to be able to do some of that future work. But I'll leave you guys with a little bit more of this excavator digging here, and then we'll jump into the next clip. So again, this next video clip I'm going to show is actually a view from Edenville Dam, looking at some of the a new access road that they're installing. That's the portion at the beginning of the video. And then the camera pans over to showing the old river path and how much water has drained out of there and what it currently looks like. This last clip from the drone was after work was all done, opening up and making the channel a little bit deeper where this plug was. You can see how turbid that water is with how fast it's flowing now. But I'm just going to go ahead, fly over here over the new river path and turn around to look at the completed job. This is pretty much how they left it the rest of the night, just kind of letting that water slowly drain out of the old river path, and came back the next morning, and as you saw in the previous video clip, that's how much water was left in the old river path. So it was pretty much completely drained out of there. But yeah, some more great work by Fisher Contracting. I'm on my way, headed back to the truck right now, but since it's on the way, I figured I would stop by here and give you guys a little update on the falls. You know, one look at it. Look at how this is eroding away here on this side. Just a sheer cliff, straight down drop. Carp are still in here. There's quite a few there. We'll actually go that way in a little while and I'll show you them. But it's been probably a month since Jessica and I canoed up here. We can already see that there's been a change, quite a bit of change in that last little bit here. These falls all along here are just keep eroding more and more. This will be a future project. Eventually this water is going to be redirected over the top of the Edenville Dam. That dam will be lowered, and then right here where the falls is will be filled back in. That water will then be flowing back over top the Edenville Dam and in the path of where it used to be, in that old river path. So just down this direction we can actually see, maybe you could see where that turbid water is joining up with the new river path from the old river path right there. So let's head on over here, see if we can spot a few of these carp down here. They are some big ones. You can see the outline of them right there, probably 3-4 feet. Some more over here in the rapids trying to battle their way up to just beneath the bottom of the falls. But yeah, if I had my shorts on right now, I may actually attempt to go down in there and try catching them by hand again, doing some noodling. But I did not come prepared for that today, so that will have to be another day. All right, let's head on back to the truck now. I'm on the east side at the bottom of the Edenville Dam right now, and we can see the seawall is just being pushed in. All this dirt behind the wall is creating pressure, just shoving the seawall over on top of the water. It probably would have stayed upright if we did have the pressure from Wixom Lake holding it up, but right now there's nothing on this side, so it's just getting shoved right over. Might actually walk up here a little bit further and we'll take a look at the front side of this dam. Kind of an interesting perspective since I've never really been down here and showed you guys this view before. The steam shovel actually used to be located right over here, right along that sand embankment. That has been removed by Michael. Make sure you check out my other playlist on the steam shovel rebuilding if you're interested in that. Here we go. A nice view of the front side of the Edenville Dam. Let's head on up and over and we'll see how much the water level has dropped on the other side. Top side of Edenville Dam now, right here by these huge Tanner gates. And look at how much the water level has dropped up here. It's pretty easy seeing where they crossed with the excavator now. Those timber mats down there. Actually, when they went ahead and crossed, the cab of the excavator ended up going underneath the water since it is pretty soft right there in that area. But this water level is going to be down in no time. Might actually come back tomorrow and check this out a little bit further and see how big a difference there is. Let's head on back over the dam, back to the truck. I cannot stress enough to people watching my videos, do not attempt to come out here and explore these dams. You can see how much safety equipment I have on. I also get permission before coming out here and doing any of the filming. So just heed my warning and don't come out here unless you actually have permission to see these dams. But it is a pretty cool sight to see. There goes a pigeon. They do have cameras on here as well. You can see one camera right up here on this pole. So if you do come out here and trespass, the Four Lakes Task Force will know. Let's get a shot of this side of the powerhouse. So not really the powerhouse is on the back side of here, but these were the spillways directly in front of it. So the turbines would be located way down there. Pretty hard to see. There's maybe one of the gates there that you could see would be used to lower and raise. A ladder hooked on here that is not too safe. Definitely tell that no one will be using that anytime soon. There's a look directly over the top of the dam, looking towards the north. Again, the old winch used to raise and lower the gates. And then up there is a security camera. No trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted, as well as this gate gets locked. So there's actually no way that you will be able to get up here anyways. There's a couple pontoons up here on the embankment yet. There's two here. Still yet to determine whose those are. Not entirely sure. And then they do have a lot of these erosion control blankets laid across the top here for future work that is going to be happening very soon here. So these guys here from the power company, they are just hooking up the electricity for the Fisher contracting trailer down there. Once again, it's going to be a ton of work happening here. If you're enjoying this video and you've made it through this far, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe down below, and leave a comment. I really appreciate it, and it does really help out the channel. The YouTube analytics start recommending it to more people to watch and gets more people interested in what's happening here in Edenville Dam. I'm gonna wrap this video up now, but like I said, I will post a lot of the raw footage from earlier right after this. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned. mile per hour, 50 miles per hour, so this isn't too bad.
Okay, pretty stable.
Yeah.
You already got them. Yeah. That's what I think I got it a couple of years ago when I first decided on pretty much sticking 100 statement in about it. I did it the right way.
This one's 2 years old. So the new one's supposed to have 8K video. Like, you can't even see 8K video.
Yeah, I think you can see your blind. You know, you can see what you actually look like.
So the new one's supposed to have 8K video. Like, you can't even see 8K video on it.
Got a buddy going with that.
Pro. years old. So the new one's supposed to have 8K video. Like, legitimately 8K video. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below. As always, I just want to give a massive thanks to the people who support me on Patreon. Never underestimate the value of your contribution to keeping this channel going. Thank you.